Well, that's a little light today. Hi, hello. Just lecture tonight, but I thought you might want to watch. It's up to you. Yeah. Your role is every time I say something that you like, drink. I don't know. This is VGA.
She said happy hour. Well, it's a little late.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Audio? I have one. Audio.
Okay. Great.
Just random vegetables.
I don't know the random vegetables.
Awesome. So we talked before, and most of you said you didn't do a lot of marketing. You guys do something mostly word of mouth and brochures, right?
Email blasts.
Email blasts. You just wait for the phone to ring. People love you. That's how it works.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I was
That's
hoping to walk and see if I leave.
No, I'm going to move back.
I'm just gonna. Oh, thanks, projector. All right. Brian just sends an email every once in a while and treats his customers with disdain.
Pretty much.
Ben's trying to solve the unsolvable riddle about marketing and closing the attribution loop while playing some modern day version of Mad Men, right?
Right.
Just think of the ideas. What's the killer idea for my client, right? You do a lot of community involvement. That's a lot of your marketing is word of mouth and network, right?
Yeah, I do some print. I did some radio. Did some Facebook. You know,
Okay.
variety of good things. And
How did
Of
that
course-
work out for you?
of
I'm curious. No idea, right?
I haven't in a while. But that was like, it was because I was already going to be featured in Biz Tucson for something anyway, so I figured I'd buy an ad. And then I featured you. Well, yeah, but you know how many people came back to me and said, "Gosh, I saw you like 3 times in that damn magazine."
You should just buy 6 small ads next
Right.
time. Like, man, Ben is everywhere.
Oversaturation.
So business to consumer, business to business, business to business, business to business, right? Okay. Marketing is not
And of
all.
course, face to face, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still selling to a business. They're making more of a financial decision, right?
Different type of marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So all marketing is going to have these elements: the customer segment, the message, the channel, the emotion, the action, and the metric. All of it. Okay? They are not necessarily linear. That is, you don't just start with what's my segment, what's my message, what's my channel. You bounce around. So the first part usually is, who the hell is the customer, right? Who am I trying to reach? When people say, Tony, I'd like to talk to you about marketing, I say, great. Don't even show up to the meeting unless you can tell me who you want to talk to, what you want them to do, and how much you're willing to spend, right? Because without those 3 things, I can't help you. I need to know what those 3 things are. I tell this to Justin all the time, and he says, everybody, all the things, and nothing. It doesn't help me very much, right? So his response is somewhat troublesome, right?
Yeah.
So, but first, when we start looking at customer segment, right, you want to make this as narrow as you reasonably can, right? So there is a difference between the motivation of a student who doesn't want to go to college but does want career growth and respect, and a mom who's past that decision point but wants to get back in the workforce and make some extra money, and somebody who's just monetarily focused, and somebody who's like, I love everything about beauty, and if I don't find a way to work in it, I'm just going to flip through magazines at my desk until I get fired, right? Those are 4 different types of people. So we need to segment those different clients. The doctors are different than the restaurants, right? So you want to segment your client as much. We do it somewhat demographically, but psychographically as well, to try to find their motivation and their qualification, right? My qualification is, can they pay for this product or service? If not, is there another product or service I sell that they can pay for, right? That still makes me the same margin points at the end of the day. So you might have two different class types. There might be a 600 hour, there might be a 1,000 hour with something else, or there might be a different type of class, right? The motivation might be the same, but the qualification might be different. And we have to qualify these customers all the time. If you're not qualifying in your marketing, you're wasting a bunch of your sales funnel, right? So I'm only going to buy Facebook ads that get in front of people who make enough money to pay me, because I don't care about people who don't make enough money to pay me when it comes to marketing. I'm sure they're lovely people, but I'm not interested in them right now. Okay. So whatever these segments are going to be, then you really have to look at the action you want them to take next, right? So we jump over to action because it kind of works inward. What action do I want them to buy directly, like a direct response advertisement? So that's, you've all seen the ad following you around from Amazon, the thing you looked at, right? It follows you everywhere. They're telling you click in on that, adding to your cart, and checking out. There is no other action they want other than to purchase. That's a direct response advertising. That's a limited number of cases. A lot of times when we start a consultative selling process, we have to get people to request more information. We have to get people to sign up for a newsletter or to do an audit or to get some other inbound portion of the sales funnel, okay? Yours could be as easy as calling and getting a free estimate or whatever you guys do. What do you do? Do you do an estimate? How do you, okay. So that action could be a purchase. It could be an estimate. It could be just some sort of lead process where they get into the sales funnel, right? Whatever that action is, the higher the risk or the uncertainty in that action, the more difficult the marketing is. So you really, when you're going out cold to advertise to people, you want to make this as pain-free as possible, right? So it might be, you can sign up for the landing page would be, you can sign up for the Tucson Wine Club, or enter your email address to download our, best rosés for the summer in the Southwest, right? And get our free curated wine list, right? That doesn't cost me anything. It's just an email address to get this cool information. Well, now I'm in a funnel, right? So we can start the next process. All right. Once you know the action, what's the emotion that gets me to take the action? Most of these decisions are based on an instinct, right? So I need to get my furniture recovered. My boss has yelled at me 3 times. It looks like crap. I'm really frustrated with it. I hate it at this moment. Today, I'm finally going to make some calls, right? And the minute that emotion is in place, if you can get in front of them when they have that, right? Then, usually either desire or fear, as we talked about, but not always. Okay? In your case, it might just be pragmatism. In this case, it's fear. I'm worried that my product may break down and need a replacement.
Right.
It's desire to move on to the next class, or fear that I'm getting left behind, right? This message might be twofold. It might be take the next step in your career, join a growing industry, make money, earn respect, work with people that are fun. Don't be left behind, right? I'll tweak it again. Don't be left behind, right? Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until your career opportunities pass you by. These are the kind of things that get me, like right now, I want to get more input, right? So the message is going to be driven by these two things. What action do you want them to take? And it's kind of based on this channel. So it might be a Facebook ad, or it might be an inbound marketing process, which we'll talk about. Could be pay-per-click. Could be old standby radio, right? When you listen to radio ads, it's hard to take action in your car. Yeah? Like that's the challenge we always have with radio is that, it's not like you can click on the radio. Click, right? So based on the channel, what action can they take and then what message? Also, the complexity of the uncertainty of this action, the higher this is, the more solid and supported your message has to be, and the stronger the emotion has to be, okay? If this is book a $5,000 cruise, this is going to be 10 pages of text, photos, video, testimonials, all kinds of stuff, right? And I need to create such a demand that you deserve relaxation and you're not getting it right now. And this is the perfect opportunity that's $5,000 off and blah, 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 blah. That I can overcome, I can drive this emotion, all right? And then finally, the metric. If you can't measure it, it isn't marketing. Public relations. Okay? All marketing can be measured. So that might be the clicks, It might be the purchases. It might be the email open rate. Okay, could be any number of things. In this world, there are many, many things that exist, right? There's the traditional advertising that we think of, which is very push. I'm going to interrupt your day. I'm going to become the message that's in between your television shows. I'm going to be the pop-up ad that you have to make go away to finish reading your Game of Thrones information, whatever it is, right? That has a really low response rate. Direct mail. I don't know who answered. How many of you have ever answered somebody direct mail? Well, that's a good deal. Have you ever done it? Anyone in this room, have you ever done it? It still gets sent, so somebody must be getting a response somewhere, right? I even got, I got one that from a car dealership that had the key on it, right? And I took it inside because I wanted to look at it, right? Then throw it away. But I was like, this is a pretty expensive piece. What are they spending this? This is 3-color printing. It's got the key, it's this, it's that. Like, what are the odds? I dug through. I found the company that does it online. Like, I was analyzing the market as I checked it. Okay? But it did make it past the front door. It had a key on it. Kind of cool. There was no one that had like an LED flashing code, like a lottery code or whatever. Everybody won the cruise. Like, your chances of winning the cruise were like 349,000 in 350,000. Like, there was one poor sap who got a number that said, nope, you don't get jack. Everybody else wins the cruise because they're going to sell me cruise stuff. But so that we think of that's the traditional advertising and promotion, right? But there's also a bunch of stuff. There's inbound marketing. How many of you ever heard the term inbound marketing? You know what that is?
It's kind of more of a poll.
It is. The idea of inbound marketing is that you create a subject matter expertise that's widely available on the web with lots of content pieces, and maybe prime the pump with a little bit of Facebook and targeting people, so that when they're in the mood to buy, where they have the pain, they think of you, they go search and find you, they click on you, right? So you're really, it's kind of chumming the waters. So in the inbound world, for example, with Brian, one of his segments might be the facilities manager of regional telcos, right? I don't know what else to call them, but let's call them that. Maybe they're CTOs. I don't know what their terms are. So you might start publishing a series of blogs on the 5 top most failing pieces of equipment. Do you have these in your inventory, right? Okay. 3 ways to make sure you never have a network failure. The 2 audit tricks most people don't know that are costing them efficiency. How to increase your uptime without spending another dime. Get the most money out of your used equipment. Don't just sell it for scrap. Whatever. And you might share those on LinkedIn, and you might target people with this on Facebook, and you're going to create all of that with a total facilities management cheat sheet, like a checklist, maybe 2 pages. That's a PDF download to get them started in your sales funnel. Okay. The idea is that whatever that piece is, it should be really focused on pain. Somebody who's like, they can go to a landing page, so they can download the how to not get burned and sell your equipment for scrap. They can download the one that's how to like get the most efficiency out of your system. They can download the one that is get the best prices on used equipment to have loaners on standby or whatever, right? Sure. Let's say there's 3 funnels, 3 segments, 3 different motivations, 3 content pieces, 3 landing pages. The minute they hit a landing page, automated email goes out with that content, and it starts a funnel. This is inbound. It starts another set of email automation, probably MailChimp, right?
Right.
Your best bet of closing this person is calling them within 5 minutes of them submitting their email. The minute you see that email come across the board, pick up the phone, reach out and touch them. Say, hey, we noticed you just downloaded our report. Do you need an audit right now? We have a service, we can do this. They might say no. They might say, that kind of creeps me out. You just called me. Doesn't matter. They're in the moment. They have the pain. So this is inbound marketing, right?
Right.
You're going to start an automation funnel. It's going to probably send them 10 or 12 emails over the course of several weeks. And you're going to interject 3 or 4 phone calls into it. If after those 15 touches, they're no closer to sale, you can abandon it. Now, the best bet is to try to qualify them either with the channel you're using. That is, you're only targeting CTOs, and you know the telcos have the money to pay, right? Mm-hmm. You would only be targeting people who are in a certain income bracket who would have the ability to pay or qualify for loans, right? There's probably a dead spot in there, like a donut. But they don't have enough money to pay, and they're not going to qualify for most of their loans, right? Does that exist? They have no money and they can't qualify for loans?
Well, there's a gap.
Okay,
Even with the max loans, there's a gap.
okay. So they have to have some cash. So then you would start by breaking your channel down to try to qualify people beforehand, right? We're not going to advertise to anybody on Facebook who doesn't make at least this much money. Okay. So inbound marketing, this is where your LinkedIn play would come into place. You would put up a LinkedIn poll. How do you feel about your network efficiency? A, I've got it dialed in, it's perfect, no one can do it better. B, we could probably use to do a few things to improve the efficiency. C, that's a good question, I really don't know. D, I think I fired my last guy because he couldn't do this right, or whatever, right?
Right.
Make it kind of funny. LinkedIn polls are easy to fire out. Then you take those poll results, you write a blog post about it, then you send out an email to your list with the blog post, right? You see how this starts to build on itself? Then you buy the Facebook ads targeting people with the LinkedIn blog post that you wrote based on the LinkedIn poll, right? So you're double and triple dipping the same piece of content, just spread it across the web. That's inbound marketing, right? You've got some interesting stuff like branded storytelling, social media marketing, both organic and paid, search engine optimization, which is really an inbound strategy, right? Getting people to the table. What else? What else are you focused on? We've got promotional product marketing, which Ben knows about. So let's take a second and go through with the group. Okay, kind of starting with Ryan, right? As inbound is probably a good strategy, as is SEO. Facebook would be a good channel. Pay-per-click might be a good channel. LinkedIn organic might be a good channel. I've never had really good luck with paid LinkedIn advertising. I just haven't had good luck with it. That doesn't mean it can't be done. I just haven't had good luck with it. And email marketing, you guys know about, right? But there's the email blast, which I would suggest you not do that often. I even have trouble with this with Justin. He's like, just send it out to everybody. I'm like, everybody doesn't care about this, right? Segment your list, right? The segment is key. So if I can segment the Startup Tucson list to investors, economic development and government officials, VIP supporters, former students, startups, young people in the tech industry, then I can send out relevant content to them. The more segmented your marketing channel, the closer your marketing gets to an actual service. Because you're giving me what really is relevant to me. People get frustrated when they have to flip through all the junk, right? I get frustrated when I go watch like the old reruns of MASH and they're constantly advertising catheters to me. Like, I'm not interested in catheters. I'm still wondering how the guy gets up and goes and greets the man at the door to get his catheters when we're thinking most people who have catheters probably have some partial paralysis or something going on. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't understand the medical situation. But those are frustrating ads because they're not targeted to me, right? If I was in need of catheters, that would be a perfect ad and I wouldn't be upset by it. I'd be like, oh yeah, Liberty Medical, I should call those guys. Right?
You've heard it enough times, you remember the name.
I know that. Oh, it's the polished eyelet catheter, which is pain-free. It's the pre-lubricated pocket catheter. I've seen this ad enough times. It's the Invention Submission Corporation guy, with like the wheel. It's that same ad. There's one block of ads that shows in that channel. So, but if you segment the list, right? If you guys have a list of people who just buy big bold reds, and you go out after them with a big bold red grouping for wines, those people are not going to say, why are you sending me this crap? They're going to go, oh, I like reds. I like big bold red wines. That's what I'm after, right? Amazon gets to the point where they're following around with this. That's another form of marketing, by the way, is retargeting, which is hyper segmentation. It's actually individualization. Retargeting is easy to do. You can do it on Google. You can do it with different companies called like AdRoll and Fetchback. So you can buy ads that will just ride around the web and land wherever the person is who is on your landing page or your website. Okay? Do the same thing with Facebook. You can retarget people who hit your page. So if you have a landing page and you do a Facebook ad, everybody who ever comes to your landing page can be put into a segment, a custom segment. And then you can target them for as long as you want with Facebook ads. They've already been there once. That means they were interested once. So new Facebook ads rotate. If they fill out the form and get the free information, you can put their email address and upload that to Facebook and put them in another segment. That's a warm lead. You can target them with more aggressive advertising more frequently. If they start the sales flow process and they buy from you, then you can create a custom segment out of your buyers, and you can do what's called a lookalike. And that is Facebook will match the demographic and psychographic profile of the people who purchased from you and allow you to advertise to people who are different than them but match them psychologically elsewhere. Right? So lookalike audience is perfect for marketing strategy. Or even in Tucson, you have your lookalike audience, and you don't advertise to them, but you advertise you have your list of your students. Build a custom segment, then go build a lookalike, and target everybody who's not those students, but who is in Tucson. They're going to be the highest crossover. Okay. Additionally, your channels may lead to the qualifications. So Pinterest is probably someplace you're not advertising, but you should be. Facebook, you definitely should be. Probably pay-per-click for people searching for beauty schools. Right? If you have a good landing page, you can convert the right number of people. Do you know what you spend right now to acquire each lead? For each customer, each student? How many students do you run through a year?
Anywhere between 40 and 50.
Okay, let's just say 50. How much do you spend on marketing total in a year?
Very low.
Okay. Is your capacity your constraining factor? That means you can't put more people through.
No.
Okay. So in the educational space, the average cost to acquire students is about $500 per student acquired. That means you're closing 10% of your leads and you're acquiring your leads for, what, $5, something like that. No, $50, $50 a lead. Right?
So $500 per student.
Per student in the acquired. Yeah, acquired. 50 bucks a lead, which you can get it for $3 a lead, $4 a lead, $5 a lead. You're just smoking. Okay. If they're qualified leads, then you drive down your costs. Okay. That means you can afford to go out and bid $2-3 for pay-per-click, knowing that only 10% of the people are going to request your free information packet. Right. So you're going to spend $20 to get some of the information packet, and you're going to close 1 or 4 of those or something. You're going to get there the right number. Okay. But once you work that funnel back, and you're qualifying them with the channel and the message, you can start doing that. That's why the metric is so important, right? Okay, so if I was going after new restaurants, the audience, the customer segments, you got independent business owners, very concerned about price, no time. Hotel, restaurant managers, less concerned about price, no time, it has to be good quality, right? Everybody's got no time, that's good. Your high-end gourmet restaurants, right, who want the best quality and want to be treated like VIPs. How are you going to reach those people? Where are they spending their time now? In the kitchen. Do they read Baja, Arizona?
I tried. I don't know. I don't think so.
Do they search for produce on Google?
Yes, because I did have a campaign set up last year, and that was quite some searches.
Can you target chefs and sous chefs and executive chefs and whatever on Facebook? People with that job title? They're probably using Facebook on their phone. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Are they
Yeah, I
doing-
haven't done much digital.
Can you do YouTube pre-roll advertising? What is it? YouTube pre-roll advertising.
Which is,
It's a video ad you buy at the front of YouTube and you target the segment.
uh,
Right, so when I'm on watching YouTube, because it's all I have time for as a chef, is to watch a couple YouTube videos and food work chefs. Then it'll pop up. You can target geographically local. Yep, you can just target Tucson, you can just target chefs. Okay?
And you could do the same thing. With
Absolutely.
people doing YouTube
Yeah.
bloggers.
Yep. Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook. You may actually, print might make sense for you, I don't know, depending if those chefs are looking. Maybe targeting hotel chefs, yes. You target the quality, right? Maybe you target the high tech, the picture of the app and like the picture of the farmer and like, you know, old world meets new world, like old world artisan foods connected with new world. Now it's like, it's not produce, you're selling the sexy. Okay. Hey. Wine club. That's pretty straightforward, right? We know the kind of people to target on Facebook. We can definitely do inbound marketing, SEO marketing, how to choose wines, how to figure out what kind of wines to buy, how to get the best deals on wines. There's lots of searches around that. There's lots of searches locally. There's lots of searches regionally, right? There's lots of competition. But for example, for about $1,200, I think you can buy 10 video, not YouTube reviews, video reviews on blogs for people who love wine. People do it for about 150 bucks a piece. Reviewing your app when you launch, right? You can go do a bunch of that, get them to share on social media, Facebook, things like that, right? That's content marketing, but it's content marketing purchased through other partners. One of the things I'm working on right now with Artfire is a system whereby we would pull the items off of the internet. We would ping the social media APIs of Twitter and Facebook, find items on the site that are being shared a lot, algorithmically or programmatically generate a trending page, and then reach out and contact those sellers and tell them that they're trending and they should share this on social media to get that page shared, right? So your items are currently trending, congratulations, like share this with your friends. So this is all done by a computer. That's pretty cool, right? There's a bunch of different ways to skin the cat, start figuring it out. So if you want people to share and to promote the wine club, then having guest curators or having people write about wine or featuring somebody's picks. 15 minutes of fame goes a long way.
So doesn't trending occur from people sharing?
It does.
And then you're just like, oh, this is
Resharing
getting shared
it.
a lot and it's trending.
Right.
Share more. Yeah.
The real key is that I'm also pulling the item descriptions and the things that are getting shared a lot, so that when Google hits that page, it sees something that's very popular, getting shared a lot, has a lot of quality scores, and it has content that's keyword appropriate. So I'm building category-based trending pages that will permanently index better and get more back.
You get really dirty with it. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm super nerdy.
We took the trending algorithm and then
I gamify trending.
like a trending badge.
It's funny, but then the next step in that process, again, through was, well, now we could go out and find people, because we can go ping people's social media, figure out who has the most followers, and then force their things to trend and reach out to them. Right? Hey, here's our trending, share it on social media.
Are you kidding?
It was a little bad. Like, it took me a second to follow what you're saying. Can you say that last part one more time?
So I can go out and find the sellers on Artfire who have the most social media followers, like most Facebook fans, most Twitter accounts. I can go in and force in the algorithm to make their product trend. I can go bump up the votes on the back end so their product is trending. Then I can reach out to them and say, your product is trending, you should share this on Facebook.
So you like
Because they have the most followers and I want to get more traffic.
that? So you're
Win-win.
Is that
You're forcing-
insider trading?
You're insider trending, which isn't illegal.
But you're essentially leveraging their popularity.
Yes.
But they don't know that you're bumping the ratings, right?
They don't know. Black box.
Yeah.
No one knows how the ratings generate. But they're loving it because they look like they're superstars and they're going to go share that with all their friends because it makes them look like superstars. I love it because they're sharing it with all their friends. It brings them my side. Everybody's happy.
I wonder if Facebook has similar algorithms.
Facebook does all kinds of things.
You're not doing it to promote them, you're doing it to promote your site.
Absolutely.
Going out there to
That's
that.
totally self-interest. Yeah. It just happens to be the side effect is they feel better about themselves. Yeah. I like those situations.
You're just latching on to the cool people
That's right.
to make yourself seem cooler.
Precisely. Sitting at the cool kids table in that
I think you're cool by
Right.
association.
Exactly. It works. How the hell do the Kardashians have a business? It works. I haven't figured that out yet.
It would be like us getting like.
Could you untrend them, please?
Untrend the Kardashians. I don't know how great that is.
Yeah.
So paid
Like
Twitter, paid tweets, or what are called sponsored tweets, promoted tweets are a thing, okay? You can pay people to tweet about your company. Kim Kardashian gets on average $15,000 in tweets. She puts out 3 a day. Well, her publicist puts out 3 a day. Right, so she's making $45,000 a day on Twitter.
So by your rationale, would it be worth it to like say, hey, Robert Parker, will you do like a quick 30-second video to review, or someone who was like a celebrity or something to like, even a local Tucson person who everyone knows, where you could be like,
If you can get out to enough followers, they have the credibility. You can do the math, see if it's worth it. But yeah, their credibility becomes yours. If they're like, this is a great deal from the Tucson Wine Club. I love this app. This is cool. They're curated this great wine. I agree 100% with this. This is one of my favorite wines. They're going to throw that out there. If they're going to push it to their channel, yeah, that's going to help. It's kind of like Ben buying ads in the magazine's featured. It's like, I don't know, Ben, you're all in this. You're everywhere, man. What's the deal? By the way, it's not hard to like, you can buy likes too. You can, but you gotta be careful. On Facebook, like fan page likes, if you're gonna do that, limit the geographic area, like the Tucson. And be very careful how you do it, because there's a lot of click farmers out there, Indonesia especially, that will just, they've got accounts that just like, they rack up a bunch of likes on fan pages, and they sell those, they get reciprocal likes, and they sell those accounts to brands. And there's, anytime you see like the, the kid in like the hospital bed, it's like, one like equals one prayer, and one share equals I hate cancer, or whatever. And that's somebody farming that account to get a bunch of page rank, which we'll talk about, it's called edge rank, and then sell that to a brand company that will then take all that edge rank and do product placement or something. Okay. So pretty much any of that. I saw one going on the other day that was like, these Vietnam veterans will never get shares. And it's like, it's a picture of Tropic Thunder. Like it's the cast of Tropic. And it's all about Vietnam in the 1960s, and all these people like, America, hell yeah, American flags, like they click the button, like, oh my God, it's stupid. Like you realize it's a movie cast, right? There's a guy in blackface in the picture. Like, you should really figure this out. Anyway, so we'll get into Facebook. I'm gonna do a social media lecture in the second half of this, kind of walking through the system that I use for that. But coming back to where we were on, let's see, Pinterest. We were in the wine club. We talked about that.
Chewbacca.
The Chewbacca video. I could predict virality. The sad thing is that so many people have now jumped on it to try to make something out of it that it's kind of killed off the fun. It was like this really authentic thing, and they're like, "Oh, Cole's selling this stuff." And here's the one with J.J. Abrams at work. Like I get it. It's 15 minutes of fame, but I'm getting bored. The internet has killed my attention span.
That would still be funny.
So Ben,
Yes.
business to business, LinkedIn, Quora. You can answer questions on Quora, right? About promotional products, about marketing, about advertising. You can be an expert in that space. LinkedIn, you can answer questions. You can go into groups. You can run polls. The network marketing that you do now, the networking is obviously very good, but you can offer to do, every single one of these organizations, breakfast clubs, whatever, needs somebody to talk for 15 minutes about something, right? They need it every week, and they're not going to be able to pay anyway. So coming in and talking about, some new ways to do marketing and things like that, or Thryve Marketing you haven't thought about, those are great methods for getting in front of the right kind of businesses. Part of the challenge is a lot of that's full of a bunch of service providers all trying to network with each other. Right. So you got to get to decision makers. So how do we qualify this segment, right? Yeah. Small business owners, new businesses that are opening. You can certainly get all the new LLC data, right? I worked with a guy named Jim from Aqua Pure Hydration in one of my past cohorts, and what I helped him build, which I think isn't, I don't know how much he's executed on it, but it was an interesting concept, was he wants to get an office water filter in every office he can. Instead of bottled water, it's a water filter. It's better for the environment. It's better for the people, right? But just hitting everybody who's got a new LLC and saying, hey, you want to buy a water filter isn't the best plan. So what I was suggesting to him is that he builds a welcome packet for new businesses. These are the numbers for the city and the county and how to get your tax ID and issues that people run into, and here's 5 bankers. This is all the information, welcome to the neighborhood as a small business owner in Tucson. Here's a bunch of information that's really useful to you, and numbers and support, whatever. You can go here, you can go there. By the way, I'm Ben. Here's some promotional products. If you're ready to do marketing of any kind, give me a call. Right? I've extended to people in the past, there's a lot of marketing I don't do, but I will look at anybody's marketing proposal and tell you if I think it's over the top or not, right? Which gets a whole ton of people to bring me proposals from other companies.
I bought an ad in the new relocation guide. And then I opened it up, and there was a full page Williams on the second page.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So relocation guide trying to get to new business owners who are moving into town?
Business.
But the relocation guide goes out to everybody, right? Was it business relocation only?
Business relocation.
Right. So you could certainly do a direct mail piece on your own with the LLCs once a quarter or once a month or whatever. Right? You could send some, you can send a gift basket of promotional products, right? Welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a bunch of stuff in a basket for your office. I mean, if you qualify them well enough, that starts to become valuable, right? But if you're the expert on LinkedIn, you're the expert on Quora, and this is going to be the same for Oscar. Those are places where people making those decisions are going to look. If you're the one answering the questions about cost out, about how to get leaner, about how to, whatever it is that you're trying to pursue, segment out who's the customer segment, figure out where they're hanging out, and probably an expert play with a download. An inbound play is going to make a lot of sense, right? 9 out of 10 companies' products we review are leaving 20% on the table, right? they're throwing 20% of their profit away. Here's 10 ways to save that money. Download them now, and then it starts an email automation system. It's like, hey, we love to review your product. We got this special deal. It's $4.99, and the next week it's down at $2.99 for 1 week only, or whatever, to review your plans. And
You're talking about putting something like that on a review on like LinkedIn?
you would start with a landing page that would talk about what you do and how much money you save people, with an email request form to request a downloadable guide.
Where does this go? This landing page? You're talking about
Just on the internet.
Okay.
And then you might write blogs about costing out or tips and tricks, or you might answer questions on LinkedIn or on Quora, right? And you might also buy Facebook ads or other ads, PPC ads that would target people to get them this landing page. You would link that.
Okay, so on that LinkedIn where I'm at answering these
Yeah,
questions.
you
I
put
might
the link
put a
in.
link on
Yeah.
there and-
By the way, I do this all the time. If you want to learn more about how we cost out, click here, right? And it's just going to live there. And the people who are reading it right now are never going to click it. But somebody's going to stumble into it 3 months from now, clicking on the page. It's just kind of how it works, right? And that starts them in the top of your funnel, which might be an email and a phone call immediately. I don't know if you hear what I said. But if you get an inbound marketing contact, somebody who's a hot lead in the sales funnel who just requested your document, that document should go out immediately through MailChimp, whatever that content piece is, that expert piece, and you should call them immediately. You're going to have a 50% close rate if you call them in 5 minutes. Because they're in pain right now. It's real right now. It's on their mind right now. They haven't shifted anything else. They're going to go check their email inbox to get your document. So 2 minutes later, you hit them up on the phone. If they're putting their phone number and their email in, some people won't. You say, hey, I noticed you got this download. Actually, I've got the free time next week. I'm going to look at your plans. I can cut the normal price from $49 to $2.99 for it. And they might say no, but you're going to close a bunch. Okay, Diane. We've got the doctor audit process we put in place, yes. Have you gone to anybody yet?
We are so busy. The phone's ringing.
Diane's making money hand over fist. It's falling all over the place. She got buckets of money. She's having to stuff money in the furniture she's refinishing.
No kidding.
I saw that on Breaking Bad.
All right, but that methodology is one marketing strategy.
Yeah.
They're qualified because they are the decision maker. You're right there. You're giving them the audit is the marketing, right?
Yep.
It already escalates the commitment.
I do Facebook.
Okay? Have you had good luck with that?
Yeah. Our webpage apparently gets a lot of people. And when people Google us, we got reviews on Yelp. I'm on LinkedIn, I really don't use it as
You don't
much
have
as I
to
should.
necessarily do a lot with it, but if you're going to be in business, everybody needs a LinkedIn page.
Yeah,
Gotta have it.
so that's a work in progress.
Do you have a Facebook tracking pixel on your website?
No.
That will help you close the attribution loop. You will know which ads brought which customers.
Okay.
The other thing is that you can use that tracking pixel to create custom segments to retarget the people who have already been to your website once.
Okay.
So you get in front of them again.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, we don't do any Facebook ads. I just put.
You just propose them.
Yeah.
So advertising would be interesting in your case, especially because you have the data on your clients to know, if you look back, how often they need to get something from you and what they need to get.
Yeah.
You could segment your list by, say it's office furniture, and these guys come back to us every 3 years, let's say, okay? So you could segment your list into this quarter of 2016, all of your office furniture clients, and then you could create a custom audience on Facebook, and 2 years and 6 months from now, start dropping it's time to recover your furniture ads in front.
That would be good.
Right?
That would be very good.
So you're getting, you know what the timing is, you're getting in front of trying to push that a little further, right? And then you do the off time calls with, hey, have you thought about this, have you thought about that, what else do you do, right? That's the other thing, is that the easiest customer to market to is the customer who already has a relationship with you. So you need to make sure that if a customer is buying product A from you, they understand all the other products you offer, right? However, you can make that a service to kind of build in, like, hey, while we're here, we're just going to just quickly look around. Did you know we do this? Did you know we do that? Did you know we do this, right? Because they already trust you. They already pulled the trigger once. And sometimes you do package deals, right? You can say, hey, we're already doing the furniture in the waiting room. Why don't you let us handle these 2 things over here, these couches, this whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll cut you a deal. We'll do it all at the same time. Okay. All right. What are you talking about, Brian? Everybody got a game plan for marketing. Questions?
Yeah, so this landing page, so I'm gonna try that out. So
Okay.
are you talking about tying that to an existing website, or that does it not matter?
Doesn't have to. You can, Facebook now has a lead ad. You can do a lead right on the Facebook ad where they click it, opens up, puts the form right there, sends you the information, right on the ad. They never have to leave Facebook, right? For
You're talking
example,
about the advertising, where you
Yeah.
can say contact, you know,
yeah, there's a lead one. You could also put up a lead page through either Unbounce or Lead Pages. Those are the two companies that I know of. There's a bunch of them out there, but they're both drag and
What's the
drop
second one? Unbounce and
Lead Pages. They're both drag and drop template based. They already have templates designed. You don't have to know how to code anything. They usually have measurement built in, right? A/B split testing, change the color of a button kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay, what was it called one more time?
Unbounce
Okay.
and Lead Pages. You can build a page there fast. You could, if you have a website or a web person, you can put a lead page up on your own website. That can work for credibility standpoint because you're really not a standalone thing. The copywriting where we went through what a lead page looks like, you know, the headline, the bullet points, the subheads, active voice, second person, pictures, testimonials.
I went
credibility
to
cues.
leadpages.com and there's nothing on the website except for it says you're about to become more productive.
There you go.
So what is that? What is a lead page?
A lead page, what we call lead page, a landing page, or sometimes called a lander, or it's also called a squeeze page, is a one-page website that only has one offer that tries to gather information.
So like when you, like let's just say you go to a website for a car dealer,
Yeah,
and they say $500 for filling your name,
right.
phone number, that's the lead page.
That would be a part of one type of lead page. Yeah, it's on the car dealer's website, but more often a lead page is somewhere where you go. There's not anywhere, you can't go anywhere else on the website. It just has like, here's this smoking deal. I want you to take this, and then it's got buttons to sign up, and you're going to get your contact information. Right? Have you ever seen them for webinars or marketing and like that? It's funny, marketers use a lot of marketing to sell marketing to other marketers. A vicious cycle, right? I'm not convinced that all of web marketing is just selling web marketing to other people who do web marketing.
what about tying it to the website? Is there some reason not to do that?
The only reason,
Why
so
would
if
I
you're,
want my clients to
yeah.
go,
if you're running an experiment where you don't necessarily want it tied to the website, you wouldn't do it. If you run it on your website, I would install something called Visual Website Optimizer, pay for that service, and put a heat map on that page, and just see how many people are clicking off to leave your offer page and go somewhere else, right? Because it happens a lot. On our part, people would land on our sign-up page, and they would immediately go click around to see what the website was about, and they'd end up shopping, and they would leave and never sign up, right? And so we started removing links to other things on the site from the header, trying to keep them on that. Either make the decision to sign up or don't, but if you disappear and go shopping, that doesn't get me paid, it gets the seller paid maybe. But so that's the only concern, is that if you give people a lot of options, sometimes for credibility, you need to have that, right? Is this a real school or just a landing page? It might be wise to have, you know, some places you can see things on as a real school. I might go so far as to take the header of that website, of your website, and make those links open in a new tab, so that you're keeping the landing page up, so they can just close the tab and get back to it. And just some little things like that you can experiment with, right? But at the end of the day, you want to try to get people on a page. The thing about a landing page or any message, this message, once you figure out the action and the emotion, this message has to be customized to both channel and customer segment. If I click on the don't get a fine from the regulatory body, don't get shut down, protect your patients, get your upholstery fixed today, ad. I'm like, crap, I need to get my upholstery fixed. And I click on it, and it jumps me on the restore to new website. Now I got to fight to figure out where the next step is. I'm gone.
You said customer segment and
Channel, because it'll dictate what kind of message you can have, right? If I click on a picture of red shoes on Facebook, I want to go to the item page of the website that sells those red shoes, not to the website where I now have to search for the damn red shoes, right? Never the message, the pitch, the lander, whatever it is, that piece of the result of clicking on the advertisement or requesting the next step needs to match the message in the segment. Don't go off message, right? So if you're selling carpet cleaning with an advertisement, taking you to a carpet cleaning landing page, you might offer other services, but focus on carpet cleaning. Don't suddenly switch me to fire remediation. Because I don't want that. I clicked because I came through a carpet. The advertisement qualifies me for the services that I want. Setting this all up and test it is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, so that was my next question was how do you actually go and decide where you're going to allocate your time?
The first step is, who are your customers today? Who are your best, highest paying margin customers today? Right? What is their segment? What do they look like? That's the archetype, right? Where are you making money right now? Have you completely tapped out that market, or is there more money to be made there? If there's more money to be made, let's come up with an archetype, an action, an emotion, and go find the channels they're on. And just build one system to start, just one of these, right? It's the landing page with the special offer or the deal or the marketing message that's direct, whatever it is that gets them in the sales funnel for your business. The great thing is you can take that customer group and you can create a custom segment on Facebook and then do a lookalike and target people who look just like them. You can do pay-per-click. These are what they were probably searching for to get here. This is what this customer searches for. Let's say it's car dealers. You go on to Quora, you go on to LinkedIn, you start answering car dealer marketing questions, you start answering them. I've been helping car dealers since this many years. I've helped car dealers close this many deals. If you want to learn, 15 things about car dealer marketing you didn't know about, click here and download, right?
Putting that in your response.
What's that?
That's your response.
Yeah.
Link. Just like
Yeah, you're going to answer the question because someone will be like, what are some new ways to market? As a customer, I'm a car dealer looking for new and expensive ways. You're going to go in and say, hey, here's 2 things you can do. By the way, I do a lot of this with car dealers. They've got a whole document you can download here. The rest of it. Right?
Where is it we're supposed to find that? I mean, I've never seen somebody saying. I've seen some discussions, but
Do you look in Quora? Are you in the engineering section of Quora or product development? Go check out Quora. You'll see some of that in the LinkedIn groups. You follow all the engineering, machining, whatever groups, anybody who's and follow the people who do this, who make these decisions for the qualified segment, right? And then I would go out and take the 10, 15, 20 questions you think those people are asked and Google them and see what comes up. And maybe you can build the blog content to get them to your website. Right? If you answer that question better, it's more effective conversation.
And are you putting those answers where on a social media platform or on your website?
Could be both. It could be anywhere. The whole point is to become the expert, right? So that people think, I want to cost out of this product, I'm going to call Oscar. Because he's answered all these questions, he's been super helpful and knows all this stuff, right? I go around and talk about marketing to all kinds of people for free, and I show them exactly what I do. And most of the time they just say, like, why don't they just hire you? It's like a lot of work, right? Tonight, we'll do social media, and you'll go, it seems like a lot. We'll start you guys. Other questions? Don't forget about the metric part. How are you going to measure this? Click-throughs, conversion rates, tracking pixels, retargeting, cost per customer acquisition, right? Are you building a list? Because if you can build a list, for example, with a good information piece, the value of a double opt-in list is about $1 per day. If you're adding 100 people to your list every day and you're spending $10 to do it, you're getting a return before you even start the sales process. It would cost you a lot of money to get those things. All right.
Say, Tony,
Yeah.
if you're going to be sending out this as an email blast,
Yeah.
and you want to go outside of your established, customers, are there any decent email lists, companies out there that actually kind of get out of the sea level?
You can lease. You can't purchase.
Pardon me?
You can lease the list
Right.
from those companies, you can't purchase it.
Yeah.
And the one that I've used is out of Chicago. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Give me a second. They're called USA Data. Exact Target. Exact Target, I think is their name.
Exact target.
For exact data, that's what it is. Exactly. I've had pretty good luck with. They can get me lists that are clean, white labeled, very high percentage, 99.9% active emails, like legitimate emails,
Right.
in targets, like target ranges. So I want only people who engage in yoga and make more than $50,000 a year and live within 5 miles of a Whole Foods, and they'll get me that. Right, and I mean they'll charge me $5,000 for 50,000 emails or something.
Well, right, and that's kind of the going rate.
You've got to have a really strong message that then gets that email harvested into your list or something, right?
What I've noticed when I've gone through some other, email marketers, it's like once you get out of when we're dealing with titles, and in our industry, it's not the same title that someone has. It could be plant manager, outside
Right.
plant, OSP. There's like a dozen, general manager, CEO/general manager. And when you start actually going to some of these list companies, and they're bringing in 50,000 telecom companies, and they gave you 95 hits
Yeah.
that match those. If I wanted to know who the CTO is, oh yeah, but that's not the person that's going to answer my question.
So when it gets to really targeted, specific titles and things like that, I actually spend a lot more time on Facebook than I do email, because I can put an ad in front of the 6 people in Phoenix who match my exact segment. I can get down that close. So I can say I only want the coffee shop managers in this zip code who make more than $60,000 a year, which means they're probably the owner, right, as opposed to a manager, who also like cycling, because I'm trying to sell them an energy bar that's outdoors focused. And I will just hammer away on those 6 people for 2 weeks, every 5 or 6 rotating Facebook ads in the product before the sales rep walks in.
So
Go ahead.
do you use Ad Manager to target those people, or how did that, does Ad Manager,
You can get down, you can get way, way down into segments. Yeah, you can go really deep.
by income?
You can do by income, you can do by job title, you can do it by likes, dislikes, zip code. I once targeted people in O'Hare Airport who were in that zip code but lived 100 miles away from that zip code and like rock climbing. 1,000 a day.
Since we're doing alcohol.
And it says like, hey, wondering to throw a hair? Head over to this terminal and get an energy bar. Right?
It's
That's a freaky ad.
like what they sometimes they'll just flat out reject an ad, but if it targets the wrong people, like with alcohol.
So Facebook usually doesn't give me any problem as long as it's 21 and over.
Right.
Right? You've got to specify that.
It's a pretty 20% text rule.
Yep. That thing will kill you. But video always gets clicked. So I recommend video advertising. I can get you targeted Facebook video views for 2 cents. 2 seconds. Almost. If you've got a video that's interesting, we can get in front of the right audience for 2 cents. Whatever you need. And if it's a 30-second ad, it gets people excited about your product. Clicks off to a landing page. Oh yeah, that's always good.
Well, all right, so I've got a question about that. Are there any rules to that? Because I put one on my Facebook page, just because I saw it about the school, so I put it on the company page. It was golf ball hitting a plate of iron at 70,000 frames per second. Right? And when I boosted it, right, I went in and I want to share this to everybody. Right? And just to go, there's like $1. I went and it was, that's something that was not. But is there a reason I can't use somebody else's 70,000 video?
So I know we have the ability to sell this kind of stuff. with these specific ones.
You can boost it and then get people to like your fan page. Using it to send them directly to your page, they might send the person who made the video. Because like you're taking my art and using it to sell your product. But until they ask you to cease and desist, no, you're probably not. Just cease and desist when they say to do so. All right. We ready? How many of you said like, I need to do more social media? And not know what the hell you were saying when you said that. Everybody knows, I need to be more social.
Other people do good things over at the It's like Tony.
There's people jumping out of the airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
Nobody
good.
did. You have a man?
No, it's,
Oh.
Ooh, I can get my remote to work.
Yeah, it's funny. People like scroll, and it's like picture, but if the video comes up, people pause for a minute. It's like, do I want to watch a video right now?
It's files and folders that I've deleted.
Why do you think that is? That the videos like create more pause for people, or they like, or like,
Video is the least amount of work I can engage in. Like, I don't even think. You know, your brain is less active watching television than it is when you're asleep.
so people just want to tune out, but then they can get them. That's interesting.
Because my brain just shuts down, I can get the message in a lot faster. Right? I'm not fighting it. Actually, the way that, so when I do video, I specifically create a visual narrative, music that's slightly different, that's on point with visual narrative, but tells a slightly different kind of musical story than the story beats. Text that's different, and voiceover that's slightly different. They're all in the same vein, but your frontal cortex only processes so much information at once, so it's trying to like parse out, well, the text is different than what the voice is saying, and the music is over here, and that's exciting. Here's the visual, that's slightly different. I can get, it kind of, it's a rope-a-dope. Keeps this part of the brain busy so we can get back to this part where the decision made. So there's intent behind how you do that.
Your visual narrative. This is like you could do this all in a video. So.
Yeah, totally.
But there's like a threshold. Like you did this whole like hour and a half class on a video. What would be?
If I did this in a video, I wouldn't do it an hour and a half. I'd do it in 2-minute chunks or 5-minute chunks that you can skip around. Actually, the optimum time for a lecture is about 20 minutes. That's why TED does 20 minutes. That's enough time to get an idea conceptualized and across and have some ups and downs in the story beats of the lecture or the talk, but not so long until we get bored. Anybody can wait for 20 minutes. Right? Like, okay, I can sit here for another. We're 6 minutes in and I hate this already, but I only have to go like 14 more and I'm done. Then it's out to the bar or whatever. Okay. This was older numbers. As of September 2014, 71% of adults use Facebook. This is an older. I forget about this one. Let me see if I got it. Let's see which. I know by which video this is. Okay, this is very good.
Wow. Oh,
That's disappointing.
here goes the elevator.
That's really sad.
Mm.
Yeah, and they dominate Facebook already. Young kids are using Snapchat.
Grandkids, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what the photo album is.
Yeah.
That's another stuff.
And that has ruined all of us. So Eric Qualman wrote this initial book on social media marketing a while back, and he's interesting. I follow a lot of what he does. Interesting guy. So why is this happening? We have talked a lot in here. We talked about the Neolithic value chain thing. This is really tribal. It's human behavior, right? How many friends can you have in real life? The limit's about 35 for most people. Like real life friends, like acquaintances and friends. How many friends do you have on Facebook?
31.
500 something, right? And it's like, but it makes it convenient, right? I don't need to remember when somebody's birthday is, it tells me. Like, if it wasn't for Facebook, I would forget my mother's birthday. It's like, oh, it's Mom's birthday, great, send her something, right? Like, it's coming up. Facebook should actually have a friends and family alert me 1 week in advance feature. That would be great. Someone should build that. There's money there. The economics of it, the storytelling part of it, and then the fact of the matter is that human beings, if we spend a lot of time on something and we do not benefit from it economically, we assume that it must be for enjoyment. It's kind of an equation we solve for. Like, I must really have a good time with this because I do a lot of it and I don't get paid for it, right? So I love volunteering or whatever, right? Social media is entertainment. It's also the number one activity on the web. Are we taking pornography? Which is saying something. All right, for the same reasons that these kind of ancient tribal drivers work in many things, they work in social media. It helps us reduce uncertainty, share information, and learn about opportunities. It helps us engage in commerce. How many of you have seen a post on your Facebook feed, for example? Android or iPhone, which way should I go? I'm thinking about getting this new minivan. What do you guys think? We're asking crowd intelligence to help us make purchasing decisions. And when somebody has a bad experience, they go on Facebook or social media or Yelp or Twitter and share it, right? They're like, this restaurant was terrible. I got food poisoning. The waiter was rude. You know, they threw a drink in my face, whatever. We also go to learn things. If you need to, like, drain your hot water heater tomorrow and you're not an engineer or handy, what do? You go to YouTube, right? And you learn how to do things. Or you go to, you know, hack a day or something like that, or there's a bunch of them out there that are DIY kind of stuff. Seek services, speak to experts, read about experts. When you're sick, you go to WebMD, or you just start Googling in symptoms and trying to figure out what's going on. And you're all convinced you have some terrible rare disease that only happens every once in a while. But it must be the one I have. Yeah, WebMD is dangerous at 3 o'clock in the morning. Before you know, you're like filling out your will. It allows us to share stories, manage our relationships, discuss and seek opinions, seek support. Everybody in here has somebody in their Facebook friends list who is dead. It's true. And we use that as a memorial. We go and talk to the dead, right? If you think about it, we no longer live near where our loved ones are buried in many situations. So Facebook or social media becomes this place where we process that as a tribe.
Yeah, but how do you go and delete or unfriend a dead person? That sucks.
Facebook allows, Facebook allows you to create someone who is the, not the inheritor, executor of your account. And they can go in and unfriend or friend or allow friends. But I've got friends who passed away 10 years ago, 7 years ago. I mean, they had early Facebook accounts, and on their birthday, their wall fills up, and you know, people will go and talk to them when they are processing grief, like it's for tribal behavior now, right? Proving that it's not really about the person who's passed, it's about us.
Are people responding on the behalf of that person?
No.
The
executor can't respond. I think you respond to
The
messages.
executor can't see, it's like you can't go find out, you know, what chick she was cheating on.
Right, you can't dig
go
the-
see anything.
There's a bunch of limitations of the executor part of it, right?
Boxes that
Yeah.
put in, like, hey, you can be the executive, but you can't see anything that happened before that.
Right, right. And after that, like,
No,
you
it's
can't
not
even
that
see
you
the
can't
messages before.
reply to
New stuff.
requests and yeah, there's anything that happens afterwards.
Right.
There's like a whole thing about it. It just
Facebook did not plan for this. This was not part of their original software, but it started happening. And you started getting people calling and saying, like, look, you know, my mom died, whatever, I've got this issue, right? Like, how do I deal with this? But it's important to me because this is managing tribal relationships. We use this software to manage our relationships and to express ourselves and to tell our own personal epic narratives. So it becomes this really important. Now, I can tell you the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is check Facebook. It's the first thing I do. Mostly because I want to see what news stories my friends on the East Coast are sharing. Because I have a group of friends who share the kind of news stories. It's replaced the news.
I was just saying, where do you get your news if not Facebook or social media?
NPR.
On your
NPR.
phone or how do you listen to NPR?
NPR One, yeah. So NPR, Reddit, Facebook, Quora, for me personally for news. And then I have news alerts for things that I'm following in certain fields. But if something happens, I know that if something happens that's big news in the United States, I will see it come across the Twitter feed and the Facebook post before I ever need to see it on TV.
That slide that was on that YouTube video you just showed us at the United States in terms of world population is 8. India and China were up there at like the top, but then it was like number 1 was like Facebook, and Tenet, and WhatsApp, and all these other apps. And
They just have more people. Yeah.
3 out of the 8 were nations, and 5 out of the 8 were like apps.
There is an argument that the nation state is going to lose its power in the next 20 years as it's replaced by companies. Google's probably more powerful than most countries you can think of already. Mobile allows us to stay in contact with the tribe, right? Every phone conversation you've ever heard at the grocery store is like, yeah, no, I'm on my way home. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Of course, I'll get the milk. It's this mobile scouting thing. By the way, this is where the spoiler comes from, is the value of the scout, right? If you were the person who knew where the mammoth with the broken leg was, 2 hills over, that was really important information. We valued you in the tribe for that. So when you go on and tell the end of the Game of Thrones thing early, because you know before everybody else, right? You're trying to claim this scout. It's mean, but yeah.
Anytime you're watching sports on DVR, man.
Yeah, don't spend any time on it. Essentially, the earthquake that hit Washington, D.C., the East Coast, maybe 3-4 years ago, people felt the quake in D.C., and they started tweeting about it, and folks in New York read the tweets before the shockwave got to them. They're like, what do you mean there's an earthquake? Oh, there it is. Right? Like, the news spread faster than the event, right? Very interesting. So in the marketing space, you got traditional marketing and social engagement marketing. And in the middle, we kind of talked a lot about automated marketing and mass and niche marketing technology. Everybody realizes that when you hit a web page, you're seeing ads that only you are seeing, right? Every web page is customized to you, right? I used to get complaints from people on ArtFire who were calling me and saying, like, when I log into my ArtFire account, the Google ad, shows like gambling in Asia or meet new women in this city. Like, why are you showing me that ad? I'm like, well, you're not the only one using that computer on that. It's not based on me, it's based on who's using your computer at home. Maybe you should have a conversation. Didn't always go over well having that conversation. But the thing you understand about social media is you don't control it. Advertising, you control. I talk, you listen. Here's my billboard, here's my ad. Segmented marketing, I still control. Ben's the exact right person I want to talk to. Here's my ad for Ben, right? Social media, I don't control. Ben and I have a conversation. I can steer it if I'm lucky, but Ben says what he wants to say. And if we don't interact, it's not social, and it won't work very well. So if we think of the traditional funnel, you've got all these different social media accounts people use for different things. Down here, they're across this consumer producer barrier, and then they're going to post about what they bought or what they shared or what they cooked, and then they're going to become advocates and share this information. But when they first start out, they're looking for awareness. There's a bunch of different things they're looking for, right? I'm trying to find out what car to buy. So I'm going to go to the Consumer Reports website, I'm going to go to Facebook, go to YouTube, I'm going to watch car reviews. I'm going to do all my shopping. As I start developing interest in specific cars, I might start asking friends who are looking who have done it, evaluating. Then I cross this barrier of consumer producer. I take action, I buy the car. Now I'm sharing pictures of my awesome new car and telling people how much I love it, right? Then a month later, someone else is trying to buy a car, and I'm like, no, you should buy what I bought because it's the best, right? You'll have a good experience. That's right. We want to get people to advocacy if we can. This is the general strategy for all social media. It's the same all the time. These 4 steps. This is what I teach everybody who's ever trained with me. The 4 steps are not in any particular order. They just cycle over and over again. You have to have a list. That is Twitter followers, Facebook fans, people like that. So you're always trying to build that list. In the case of Twitter, you're friending and unfriending people because if they don't friend you back, you're ditching them because you can only have 10% of, you can only follow 10% more people that are following you, right? So at the beginning, you get up to 2,000, you can follow 2,000 people, and then if you don't get 1,800 followers back, you can't do it. You can't follow anybody else. So you have to follow them, put out good content, give them 10, 15 days to follow you back. If they don't follow you back, kick them to the curb and go to the next one. Unfollow, move on. Because you're trying to build a list, right? That's list grooming. Then you publish content. This can be your own original content. It can be farmed content, curated content. If you're publishing content on a regular basis, you're monitoring and interacting with the channel, and you're measuring and analyzing what's working and not working, and you continue the whole cycle again. Okay? So for example, to run Twitter for a major account, we're posting 8 to 12 times a day. Facebook, we're posting twice a day. One of the very 10 pieces of content is actually about the business. The other 9 are interesting, entertaining, exciting, emotional things that are on target with our demographic. You have to be authentic. You're not selling. I'm not tweeting at Diane every 5 minutes. Hey, you want to buy my water? Hey, you want to buy my water? You want to buy this water? What do you think of this water? This water's great. You want some water? Like Diane, are you thirsty? Here are 10 amazing people who bought water. Here's 4 things you can do with water. Here's other things Diane likes. Here's a cute picture of a kitten. Diane likes water. This kitten loves water. And you always have to answer what's in for me. It's also important to be authentic. Nobody wants to interact with a brand or a logo. They want to interact with a human. So I often have companies sign, like the Facebook posts are from a certain person on the team, or they have, if you think of you take Ford Motor Company, they might have a Facebook account or a Twitter account, but they also might have one for engineering. That's their lead engineer on a certain project, the F-150, right? And that person's going to post a lot of stuff. And if I'm really into the F-150, I want to see what that person's posting. I want to interact with that person, right? It's important to be real. There's a lot of fake out there. All right, there's all kinds of social media platforms. The major ones that I would play on are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You go look at LinkedIn. Pinterest is also really popular, especially for your team, I think. Pinterest tends to be a little more skewed female. Women spend a lot more time on Pinterest. Pinterest and Facebook are very heavily skewed to female producers. Possibly because of the youth element, Twitter might be a good play. Twitter tended to be more mobile, more urban, younger. It used to be high school diploma, college degree. That's changed. Now it's mobile, young, hip. The fastest growing demographic is women over the age of 50% of Tucson on Facebook. 50%. You can get in front of half the people in Tucson.
Where'd you get that stat?
From the Facebook audience analysis compared to the population of Tucson. The people who stay there in Tucson, or are their IP addresses located in the zip codes of Tucson versus the total population of the county? Right? That's a great question.
What's it called? The Tucson analysis?
It's the audience research tools under the advertising and start looking at people in these zip codes of the Tucson metro area plus 25 miles and look at the total count if that's the only filter. That's pretty amazing, huh?
Is that high or low?
That's the average for the country. 50% of America is on Facebook. Half, right?
Is it 51% women or 50%?
I don't know where that breaks down. I can tell you that it obviously tapers off at the 70 and above, right? 80 and above now.
Because I found that like our demographic for Hermanos, 70% people the ages 25 to 44, and it's like 56% women who are liking our page.
Yeah. See now, because you've got a 21 limit, you're probably still okay, but folks who are after a younger demographic who don't have that, you might have to like push to like Snapchat or something or something. I mean, do you have a Snapchat channel? Because you probably need one.
No, I don't.
For Hermanos.
Someone was like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no.
How about Vine?
No.
No, okay, Vine's the Twitter 6-second video. Like videos.
So I need
Quick, fast, disposable video is the hot thing with all the younger folks. So
what's the one for dating?
Tinder?
Tinder for
No, they do. It might be tough to market out there. Just various pictures of people with wine.
just take out yes, that's fine. Left or right.
You use Facebook for a bunch of different stuff. Not just building and engaging fans, but converting them, viral sharing, market research, focus groups. targeted ads, identifying key customers. You can plan events and outreach. So if suddenly you look at your Facebook fans across the entire country for your product line, you find you have this huge concentration in Boise, Idaho, and maybe you should open a spot in Boise, Idaho, right? This is a huge concentration of people there.
Okay, again, spending the time to come up with 10 pieces of content.
You know, you do it in 20 minutes in the morning. I'll show you how.
Okay. Plus content that I can do content personal. I can do content for some of the nonprofit pages that I run, but my page I struggle with.
Sure. So the way you do this is, if your Facebook page was a magazine and the customers you wanted to get for your business were a reading audience, what would that magazine feature? What would it talk about? What magazine would they subscribe to?
Okay.
Small business tips and tricks, finance, IRS, Inc., new hot companies that are starting up, marketing, quarterly, whatever, right?
Okay.
Go out and find that content. Share
You're gonna
that.
search for the content to put in this place, not create it.
Most of the time, yes. You're going to create what's called a content morgue. These are the 20 websites I go to every day. So if Startup Tucson paid me to run their account, I would go to Hacker News, Reddit, TechCrunch, Crunchbase, TED every day. I would find the 4 most interesting trending stories on there, and I would auto-schedule them in the morning. That would take me 20 minutes. Those 4 stories would be scheduled to go out at the peak times during the day with a custom question or leading headline. You know, what do you think? Are flying cars really the future of Tucson? Question mark. Boom. Scheduled, done, and move on with life.
Where do you schedule it? On Facebook
Use software.
or you do it on
Like TweetDeck or Sprout Social. Whatever. What you have to remember is that content, Facebook is cable programming on steroids. So back when there were 3 network TV stations in the United States, they invested a lot of money and spent a lot of time to get decent quality programming on those networks. It was very competitive. You either got on the network or you weren't on TV. And then cable came out. Suddenly it was 70 channels and 200 channels and 500 channels. And now there's like, you know, classic game show TV channel 4. It's just like only the dating game. Like they're desperate to fill the channels with content. Facebook or Twitter, any of it is the same way, right? So this is crap. Like this is Sprouts saying like, hey, vitamins, get our vitamins. Vitamins on discount. You want some vitamins? Vitamins are cheap. How many you want vitamins? It's crap. No one cares. They even asked the question, what vitamin supplements of body care did you stock up on? Well, I've already purchased. Why am I looking at this damn ad? Right? This is silly. This is a friend of mine who's in Second City talking about how she went jogging with a tiara on and maybe a truck honked on her. She couldn't tell, but just take it as a win, right? That's funny. Second City. Second City is an improv comedy in Chicago. Right? This is food porn. I post a lot of food porn stuff I cook. You should see the ahi tuna I seared last night to kill it. I did. Yeah. Look, I did. Knocked it apart last night. That will get a ton of likes, right? People love the stuff that I post that gets the most response is food, without a doubt. Like 50 positive, oh, love it, food comments, right?
My dogs.
Dogs,
Yeah.
food,
Playing
babies, like.
Is there gluten in that?
Oh, that's got a ton of gluten in there, I'm sure.
Champagne reduction.
Yeah, yeah. Last night I used the Listel Mediterranean Rosé to saute and steam my Brussels sprouts. Killer. All right, so in the world of the mediocre shines, you do not have to be this good at it. You do not have to be a superstar at this to have content that's interesting, right? My food is not the best food on the planet. It's not the best photographed food. It's not the best recipes. I'm not a famous chef. But when your feed is full of people like Game of Thrones made me sad, whatever, right? Somebody posts something that's a decent photo of a decent, interesting thing, gets a lot of attention. You don't have to work this hard at it. You want to lay out your fan page to take advantage of your prime real estate. This top space is your prime real estate. You should change this out. So when I launched Maker House, the hours were kind of important, right? When I closed Maker House, it was the day a week that Leonard Nimoy died. So that was our image. So we put that, right? To take advantage of that same space, right? And the kind of emotional zeitgeist of the moment for our community.
I have a question.
By the way, that fan page, it had 8,500 a year ago. I think it's over 9,000 now. It just keeps getting 2 or 3 fans a week. And the venue doesn't exist anymore. But I gave administration rights, well, publishing rights took 5 or 6 people in the community who really loved what the community was, and just told them to keep posting content that was interesting. Then eventually we open source the brand and someone else could do something with it. And it just keeps picking up fans. I think we're coming about 10,000 or something like that. So if you post interesting content, people will fan your page. Once you build a certain amount of it. You can match all of this stuff, you can make it match, right? The colors. If you really want to get into designing these fan pages. So this is Artfire. We did custom app buttons down here for our Pinterest page or LinkedIn or Instagram account that match the overall logo, right? Switch out this content a lot. That's just how you design and lay out the page. All right, getting fans. So you can get fans through advertising, through viral promotion. You can get them to like your page on email or other social media. You can offer exclusive content. I often recommend for new brands, so for you guys, for example, for Hermanos, I would create a fan page and a private exclusive group. And the only way to get into the group is to ask to get into the group. Because that will immediately sort the P1 people who love your brand into a separate group that you can then do special promotions to, right? Because I want to be in the, how do I get into the private Hermanos group? The only people who care about that are people who care about your brand. Nobody else gives a shit. Like, I don't care about that group. You can also give away stuff, street promo, swag exchange, people like your Facebook page. I don't like this as much. I used to go to this sushi place that would give me free edamame if I liked their Facebook page. So I'd like it, get my edamame, unlike it till the next time, come in, like their page in front of them, get my edamame. I like edamame. Wasn't like that page like 500 times. If I could hack the system, I'm going to do it. So this is an example of an ad used on Artfire that went kind of viral. We just took this baby photo and put handmade and little prison tattoos on his knuckles, right? And then put our logo on the bottom and shared it. So a content rule, in general, 90-10, 90% of what you're sharing is not about your business. It's not an ask or a sale for your business. It's useful, interesting, entertaining, inspiring, educational content that asks questions or seeks feedback or is exclusive content, something. If you're a big brand, you can go 70-30 because people love you. None of us in this room are yet. 90-10, 1 out of 10. If you get people to share all this stuff and they love it, you put up good content, the 1 out of 10, you're like, hey, come on down, we got this great. Now you guys have events and stuff like that. But if it's Ben, 9 out of 10 is him talking about things that help business owners. The 10th one is, by the way, I've got a special right now on stress balls that you can take to conferences, whatever it is.
So wait, what's the difference? The 1 is about you and the 9 is about?
Interesting, informational, educational, inspiring, something that has value to your customers that isn't just an ask for a sale.
So your magazine has 10% advertisements?
Yep. You can play around with those. I found that my unlikes go up if I get too far outside. Maybe I'll get away with 8-20 if you're doing interesting stuff about you. But Nick should be talking about all these great farmers. You can talk about your farmers. That's not talking about you. I want to feature this farmer this week and this farmer this week and this amazing thing. And by the way, this is coming in. How do you choose the best strawberries? How do you know, look, tomato prices are about to go up. Here's the problem with futures and coffee, whatever it is. All really great information. You can be getting it from other places. And then every once in a while, it's, hey, I got a special right now. If you want to come on as a new customer, I can get you this deal and whatever. Or we're about to get this giant truckload. We're doing a group buy. Who wants to get in on mushrooms, whatever it is, okay? All right. So this is an example of a piece of original content that I created. Virality works in this way. The closer you are to the source of the content, if you have something that goes viral, the more beneficial it is to your company. The further down the chain you get, the diminished returns, like a half-life on nuclear material, like really powerful. 5 people down the chain who shared it, it starts to get less and less powerful. So at the time, there was this meme going around that was like different things, like taxi cab driver and, you know, aerobics instructor. And it had these same boxes, what my friends think I do, what my mom thinks I do, what society thinks I do. So I created this one, and I used all the consumer psychology hacks that I knew, professional crafter, what my friends think I do, play with glitter, what my mom thinks I do, here's a cute kid, cute kids out. And then my audience is like 86% female, like cute kid is not going to be a problem. What society thinks I do, what I think I do, this is aspirational, it's a very attractive young woman who's painting fine art, right? And then what I really do, and I had to Photoshop this, but I cut out this lady who was asleep on her computer with a coffee mug and put it in a jumbled crafting room. I'm not a crafter. It's not what I do. 24 hours, 3,800 likes, 2,300 shares, 400 comments almost in 24 hours. we picked up, let's say 2,000 new fans from this piece.
Starting from how many though?
From zero.
Audience to begin with.
My audience at this point, I didn't boost this post. So 12% of, at that point, was about 10,000. So 1,000 fans actually saw it, right? And then it went to this level of virality. This thing still pops up in my newsfeed occasionally when people share it. It's funny stuff like others. And the comments are hilarious because it's like so right, and I love it. That's how it is. And then one of them is, whoever built this really understands what it's like to be a crafter. But the top one, I can't even afford coffee. So that's me originating the content. Very powerful. Clever, well, I curated it from somewhere else. I didn't originate the content. It came from here. Like this is your graphic. 24 hours, same audience, 343 likes, 103 shares. Orders of magnitude difference, right? So don't expect, unless you get something really early, that you're going to be able to snag content and have it go really viral and benefit you. But if you can figure out what tends to go viral with your crowd, then you can create content. This morning for Arbar Energy, I'm targeting all these firefighting caterers around the country. I sent them an email with a photo of Ned Stark from Game of Thrones, and it says, beware, fire season is coming, right? Because that's happening June 1st, they'll go on contract for the fire season, right? I had like 3 people were like, hey, we're about ready to order. That was a funny meme, right? I created a meme customized to them. And that was my sales follow-up reminder to all 12 of them because I had to hit them all again today. It's another touch. But I didn't want to be close to fire season. I'd be the guys like, hey, you got an order yet? I just wanted to let them know that we're thinking of them. Like, thank you for all you do. We're ready to support you with pallets of product. And you have hordes of hungry firefighters. Like, get ready. It's on. It's like that kind of, we're all in this together email. And 2 of them already emailed back and said, like, yeah, filling this out. We want to go soon. So get ready. So this kind of understanding your audience and the target entertainment, that was an email play, not a Facebook play. You do the same thing. Other examples of stuff we did in ArtFire, fold your own yoga origami. Here's a caption contest to drive EdgeRank. Caption this photo. You have to be careful what brand you're supporting. I thought this was funny, but if I was like a drug treatment center, this would not be appropriate.
I've seen it.
So you have to kind of think about, and there's things that people will share because they get it, and they feel secure.
Oh.
Boy, George.
Come.
So you put that up, and like half the people get it, and they all share it because they get it, and they want to show their friends.
So mom did it.
Can you send that to me?
Game of Thrones. So HBO, obviously a big player. They don't want to spoil their own show by putting up spoilers on the thing, but the Red Wedding, like 3 seasons ago, you know what I'm talking about? They just put this up as their header, just black with the names. Like, I mean, immediately 132,000 likes, 12,000. They tapped into their own zeitgeist. They were creating the show and what happened in the narrative, right?
And you don't think they bought any of those likes? Or is that
Yeah,
what you think
they didn't have to. They've already bought it with the show. They didn't have to. All right, so this is why nobody sees what you post on your fan page or your personal page for that matter. Facebook needed to solve a problem and they didn't have a problem to solve, right? There's no pain. They created this platform that everybody loved using, but there was no reason to pay them. The users weren't going to pay. So they created this thing called EdgeRank. EdgeRank determines what people see in their newsfeed. They said, we can't just show you everything chronologically. Your page will be just packed with stuff. So we're going to use an algorithm to decide what you should see and what you shouldn't see. These are the elements of EdgeRank. The affinity score between the viewing user and the Edge creator. How close are Brian and I? Is he a fan of my page? Do we communicate a lot? Do we have comments back and forth? What's our affinity? What's the weight for this Edge type? That is the type of content. Does Brian always click on photos or video? Or does he never click on that? Does he comment on articles that I shared? Or does he never? Is this an article or video, for example? And the decay factor, the half-life between the last time he interacted with my page and today. So if Brian and I have a lot of friends in common and he's relatively close, and he's interacted with videos frequently on my page, and he interacted with a video last week, and this is a video, he's going to see it. All right? The end result of this is only about 12 to 16% of people who fan your page will ever see your content. Because the rest of them don't see it unless you pay. Then they'll all see it. Then all of them and their friends will see it. or a targeted audience will see it. That's boosting a post. Okay?
Is that reciprocal as well? So if I see 10% of one of my friends, do they see 10% of my stuff? Or is it?
Only if they have a strong edge rank. It's just based on the audience members. You ever go to a family reunion and some cousin's like, well, it'd be nice if you shared stuff on Facebook every once in a while so we knew what was going on. Like, I share stuff all the time. It's like cat pictures and whatever. They're not in your, they don't interact enough to get an edge rank. My wife gets super upset because she doesn't see my posts. Because she never interacts with them. She doesn't like comment or like them or whatever, right? She's like, we're married. Facebook should know that I should see your posts. It assumes that you don't like what I do, so it doesn't show you that anymore, right? Maybe if you showed me some love, you would get more Tony posts.
What if you have an account you would never like interact with?
What's that?
If you have an account you never interact with,
Whoever's paying you and whatever they're guessing based on your demographic, pages you like, things like that. They're gonna fill in. This develops over time. You can try if you want to just see what happens. It's a fun experiment. Just like everything for a couple of days and see what happens to your newsfeed. It'll just get slammed with stuff, right? Or don't like anything for 3 weeks. Nothing. Don't like, don't comment, don't do anything. Your newsfeed will start to dribble off to nothing, right? There's all kinds of fun games. All right, there's a bunch of different types of ads. Now there's ads that are on Instagram. There's ads that are forms and lead ads and right hand sidebar ads and inline ads, video ads. It's all fun and games. You can learn how to do it. In general, don't buy ads on the right sidebar. Do buy ads on mobile devices, or no one's going to see what you're posting because the only people on, unless you're targeting like senior citizens, right? Then you can put ads on mobile devices. I like video ads; they get clicked more. But you can do all this different stuff. Grow your page, boost your posts, send people to your website, increase conversions on your website. This involves a tracking pixel in the thank you page of your sign up form or whatever, right? Or your purchase on your checkout of your cart. You can put a tracking pixel there. And Facebook will actually take all the information and gather what people actually bought from you through that page and then target your ad to get more purchases. They do all the math for you. It's really great. It installs of your app. It's a Facebook app. Increase engagement in your app. Reach people near your business. This is a beacon system. So when you're close to the business, be like, hey, your next event's place. Come into the showroom and see all the cool stuff, right? Raise attendance at your event. Get people to claim your offer. Get video views. There's the lead ad. There's an Instagram ad now because Facebook bought Instagram. But examples of ads. So this is my Facebook feed. Facebook decided I need to get the Wall Street Journal and a better toothbrush. Okay. Wall Street Journal makes sense. I was probably on Amazon, but I wasn't looking for a toothbrush. And I've never purchased a Sonicare in my life because I feel like $4 is enough for a toothbrush. I don't need to spend $300. To me personally.
Maybe they just feel that since not enough people buy toothbrushes and buy phones, that they're just trying to
Maybe
create
they did a
that.
tooth whiteness analysis on my photos and said, this guy needs a better toothbrush. That's entirely possible. This is an ad in line, right? This is was a debt-free investor plan, I think. I get a lot of this business stuff because of the kind of things that I'm into. Notice how it says, which of my friends like the page at the top. That's the bandwagon. Like, well, Ben Howard liked this page. Really, Ben? Advertisements like that. So when you start doing advertising, just like anything else, you got to split test this stuff, right? So these are Facebook ads I did for Artfire. The number one clicked on ad was the eyeball pin cushions. Out of everything I ever tested, it was weird enough that people clicked on. Eyes on the page are good. Pin cushions are faces get clicked more. Shiny jewelry, that's not a difficult one. Target, your email crafter artist audience with shiny jewelry. But the way I would do this is I would put up 10 pictures with the same, 10 different pictures with the same headline and the same text. And I would run that ad, for 2-3 days until I got results enough that I could tell what was the best picture that got clicked the most. Then I would take that picture and I would change out the headline and run 10 different headlines with the same description of the same picture. And I would find out which headline got the best clicks. Then I would take the headline of the picture and change out the description, usually 5 times, that's 10. Until I got the one that had the best combo of all of those, that got the highest click-through rate for the lowest amount of money. Then I would run that ad for 3 days while I was simultaneously testing, and I would turn it off because you get ad fatigue, right? At bigger segments. So I would turn that off, and I would take the next ad and test that. And then over time, I got 5 or 6 or 7 ads that I could run back to back to back that were always the best combination. That I would just rotate, right? Every 3 to 5 days, I would rotate a new ad. That's a lot of work, but it allows you to get really low bids and really high click-through rates because you're just testing, right? So this is the kind of target I would do for this ring. 2 million users live in the US, between the ages of 18 and 55, or female, who like these hashtags, boyfriend, dating, flirting, just love. Etsy, or single or relationship, engaged or married, we're interested in men. I'm going for heterosexual couples in this. I was willing to bid 20 to 37 cents. I think I got this down at one point. I would bid really high until I found the thing to get my click-through data. Then I would drop the bid as low as I could to see what it would take to get this. Facebook makes the decision on what's your click-through rate and what's your budget and what's your bid rate, right? They want to, as quickly as possible, burn your budget. So if you have a really high bid rate but a really low click-through rate, they'll show the ad. If you have a really low bid rate but a really high click-through rate, they'll show the ad. You'll beat other people. So I would bid really high because I had no click-through history. I would get the data, then as I would adjust and get ads at higher click-throughs, then I would drop my bids down until I could get to the point where I was paying a nickel a click, 2 cents a click, stuff like that. Right? You shake your head like, how do you have time for this? This is the lecture I do for people around the city, and they're like, how do I just pay you to do this? Right? They don't even want to do it. I'm just showing you the secrets. This is Facebook advertising on the back panel.
When you say bid, do you mean bid like as in how much you pay Facebook to put the ad up?
How much I pay per click? You can pay either per
click on
this is pay per click. You can do pay per 1,000 impressions. You can do pay per performance. There's a bunch of different ways to do it on
So
Facebook.
when you, in this case,
It was pay per click.
pay per click and pay per impression still works the same, right? Like if you, I mean, in terms of like targeting, like what gets
Targeting, yes, but pay per impressions, they're just going to show the ads to as many people as they can. And then I only get charged in this case if they click through to my website. On pay per impressions, I get charged every time the ad shows. To anybody. If it's on the page, I get charged.
in that case is pay per click. I guess you'd want for like a wine club, you'd want to target.
So here's the thing. If you build an ad that has a really high click-through rate, you switch to pay per impressions. Because it's cheaper.
With a high click through rate, you switch.
If you've proven that you have a really high click-through rate, don't pay for the clicks.
What about going impressions if you have a small audience?
I don't know.
So
You might not be able to outbid your competitor. Because you're not just bidding against Facebook, you're bidding against everybody else who's bidding for the audience. Depends on how competitive the audience is, right? That's part of the black box situation with Facebook, is you kind of got to work through that. There's lots of analytics data. This doesn't really tell you much because it's too small. But the gist of this is that we targeted, let's see, this was for Maker House? Yes, New Year's Eve bash. Spent $100. I got in front of 51,000 people in Tucson in my target audience. I had 350 clicks to my ticket page, an average cost per engagement of 29 cents. I sold 280 tickets at $10 a piece. I sold $2,800 tickets for $100. Is that a win? Hell yeah, then they came back too, so I made more money, right? The right ad targeted the right audience, this makes money, and it's almost direct response. Okay. This is average. You need to test these ads because they're different. So 2 different ads run by the same company. Cost per download of their free 500 ad books example collection, $3.13 per download here, $1.68 per download there. Exact same text, exact same text, exact same button. This one's download ebook. That sounds like work. This one's free ebook. That sounds like an offer. 2 things wrong. They both have faces. This is a real human. Our brain is programmed to look at human faces on Facebook. It's more likely to look at this ad. Second, don't use blue. The user interface of Facebook is blue. So it blends in. Okay? Couple quick ones. Do you want to test these ads? Because if you did this, you're like, I'm paying $3 to give away a free ebook. This is ridiculous. $1.68 might be a better deal. It starts with a lead from. Okay, another quick breakdown. This is Hootsuite. They start with an emotional benefit. Start saving time on social. What's the first thing all of you think about when I talk about social media? How the hell am I going to find the time to do this? Hootsuite understands that. Start saving time on social media. Rational, emotional first, then rational. Great features, right?
Hootsuite is a tool.
Yeah.
Pump it
One
out to
single
all your
dashboard.
networks all at once.
What's that?
You hit all your networks at once. Right?
Yeah, not even that. It's that you schedule different things and monitor all in one place. So it runs in the background. One of the things you never want to do is post the same thing to Facebook and Twitter and blog all the same way. Like your tweets automatically go to Facebook and stuff like that. Because the people who follow you and love your brand follow you on multiple platforms, and you're just spamming the crap out of them. So if you're gonna post the same content, it needs to be slightly altered, right? Besides, I hate reading Facebook and seeing like the 144 character tweet with a hashtag, right? I know you're not even trying. Great features, back to emotional. This person's happy, relaxed, they have more time. Look at her, she's using the Mac, she's in a clean room, she's very happy, you can tell. Back to rational, no risk, it's easy to try. And then here's social proof, 10 million users, right? That's the bandwagon that's happening. This is a really well constructed app. Emotional, rational is proof. This is Hootsuite, right? So you start with, I want to save time. Oh wait, here's this really easy, simple dashboard. That sounds interesting. Look at how happy and relaxed this person is. This is awesome. Risk, no risk, easy to try. 10 million people are using it. Can't be that bad, right? But simple, well done. Here's what I was telling you about the shoes. If I click on that pink shoe and you take me to this page, you've just pissed me off. I'm gone. Right? I don't shop for shoes, but I imagine it would make me upset. Shoes are not the kind of thing where one pair of shoes is the same as any other pair of shoes, right? Yeah, they're all shoes, right? On your feet. So the ad needs to go to the listing. Don't take the ad to the original. This was a bad mistake. Okay. People are always worried about security and privacy. If you're the admin on a Facebook fan page, you can give people other roles. They don't have to be admins. But just understand that only the admins can see who the other admins are. Like only the people who have those roles. So you can, create that fan page down with Pima County and be the admin of it, and no one will know that you're the admin, right? Because they can't figure out who the admin is. Be careful who you are. Sometimes it doesn't happen anymore. It used to be you could sometimes post as yourself on your fan page or as your fan page on your own page. That you can't. Right? They've fixed it so you don't do it by mistake very often. The admin can remove all of their admins. So keep that in mind if you decide to make your intern the admin of your Facebook page and then fire them because they brought you the wrong copy. Because now they're going to own your Facebook page. A lot of these things can globally change. You can block users. One of my favorite ways to block users actually is to make it so only the post, the comment of the post can only be seen by that user and their friends, which is an admin tool you have options for on a fan page. So instead of blocking that person, which they then know about because they can't access your page, they said something rude about hermanos, you go in, select the drop down, moderate, and it says, make this visible to only this person and their friends. Boom. So they think they've really told you off, and their friends are all like, hell yeah, Bobby. But no one else sees it. So it works for everybody. Okay. A lot of people are turning to customer service for Facebook now. You notice there's that time tracker on average time of response to your Facebook page. You will get more traction with users if you speed up your response time. So you should be responding to customer service on Facebook several times a day.
What do you mean traction with users? What's that?
Facebook will show more of your content to users if you have a high response time. It will help your edge rank. Okay. This is what people expect. The percentage of consumers who expect responses to their customer service questions on social media, 72% expect a response from the brand on Facebook. If I Facebook Google and I have a complaint, someone should get back 72% of the time. I expect that. 47% on Twitter, 30% on Reddit. That's interesting. Google Plus, Instagram. I like these ones that get down in forums, blogs, things like that. People don't expect a response on your blog. That's just a comment. But damn it, if I'm angry at TGI Fridays and I go to Facebook, somebody better get back to me and pretty damn quickly, right? Because I know there's just a TGI Fridays guy sitting in the basement on their Facebook.
I had American Airlines Twitter people reply to me 10 times before their customer relations people responded 2.5 months after I started with my.
Yeah, the social media will get back to you quick because everybody's watching.
Right.
71% of consumers who experience a quick and effective brand response on social media are likely to recommend that brand to buyers, compared to 19% who do not receive a response. Answer your damn Facebook messages. Younger consumers are much more likely to request and demand a response. Companies that engage and respond to customer service requests over social media end up spending 20 to 40% more with the company. So the customers who engage on social media will spend 20 to 40% more than the customers who don't engage. Let's see, 33% more sales. There's good people here. I will send out this deck because we are so far from the end on this thing. It's like, measuring analytics, you've got to measure this, right? Facebook has a lot of built-in analytics. I also use something called Sprout Social, which this is actual Facebook analytics, right? All your data on cities and demographics, things like that, which posted well, where you get your organic reach from, all kinds of information, what the highest engagement, what was boosted, what's organic, what type it was. And then I use Sprout Social for my people to track what's going on. Usually it's this little gamified graph. This is, I don't know what it was, 462,000 impressions in the last month on this particular account, right? 329,000 of those were organic. So with our part, I think it's like 6.2 million impressions a month on average targeted, and I can look at the demographics and I can do the math on that and go, is it worth the $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year I pay this part-time person to do this? Yep, it's absolutely worth it, right? Because I can do the math on the CPM post to go and buy those impressions. So even before you make sales, you can see if your organic marketing is working. Lots of different software for that. Skipping ahead, that's still Sprout Social. This is the scheduling on Sprout Social. So you roll in the morning, you go to your content board, you schedule all your stuff, dates, times, you walk away. Okay.
That's how you schedule it? Mm-hmm. On what?
This is Sprout Social. You can use TweetDeck as well, or what's the other one? TweetDeck and I can't think of it off the top of my head. TweetDeck's another one to do it. Okay. We could go into Twitter next, which would be like the next. I've got a whole bunch of these, but we're not going to. I'm going to share this link for you. You can go through, all the different cool stuff on Twitter, account layouts. And I built accounts like this at one point. This is just a quick, interesting thing. I'll let you go with this. This is the way my mind thinks. There was a time on Amazon you could get paid an affiliate fee for a Kindle download. That time, sadly, has passed. You don't do that anymore. But at the time, it occurred to me that independent book authors just want to move books. And I just want to make money when they move books. So I built, with the head of the developer friend, the scraper that went out for each of these accounts, Kindle Mystery, Kindle Horror, Kindle Thriller, Kindle whatever, followed and unfollowed people based on what they were talking about automatically. So it built about 1,000 fans per followers per month for each of these. And then it went out and scraped anybody who was posting mysteries for Kindle, grabbed their tweet, pulled out their link, dropped in my affiliate link, and set up a drip that just tweeted every 14 minutes a new Kindle mystery. At one point, I was moving 6,000 books a week on Amazon. Automated. Wow. Right? Then they killed off the affiliate program. I'm like, well, that was fun, but it's over. Right? With 6,000 books a week, you can do pretty well. Right? And I still have all these accounts. I've got like 6,000 or 7,000 fans. They haven't tweeted in a while, but no one ever unfollowed these things really because it was predictable. Everybody knew it was a bot. It was like, I follow this because I like mysteries. Every 14 minutes in my feed, a new mystery is going to show up. Boom, 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 boom. Right? The whole system was all built with coding. These are the kind of things I do when I'm bored. So, quickly, if you're trying to find people to follow on Twitter, this is a quick little tip. If you're using Twitter, go and find lists that you're a member of once you start publishing content, right? So this is, book marketing, Kindle ebooks publishers. Then change it to the subscribers to that list. This is the list members of the Kindle ebooks and authors list. And then just go down and click follow. Somebody else has done all the work for you to groom out who those people are, right? And then we use something called Manage Flitter to unfollow. There's a little bit of a Marshall Mathers. He really designed his account well. Like that is Eminem right there. These are just a few really beautifully designed Twitter, for the new Twitter. As you can see, now they're all tied together. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I will send this out. Okay. Regardless of the type of marketing, you need all this stuff on the top. So before you spend a dime on marketing, sit down and write out segment, message, channel, emotion, action, metric, and start filling it out. And if the segment isn't really dialed in, think about narrowing it because you don't want to waste a bunch of money. Try to qualify that segment up front. Okay? Very cool. I'll be here if you have questions. Thank you. Hey, what?
Bob's probably asleep.
Yeah.
And do,
You said like.
do you have a phone? Do you need to be on phone?
Yeah.
See friends of.
Oh, no, that's not the comment.
Oh, you don't do it. from
No, you do it.
That's your first.
Yeah.
They skate.
You can ban
I don't know
people.
why, but I'm thinking about Dennis and
I
I.
can put keywords for my sets or.
Right. See you later.
Block those posts.
Why do you think it is that food posts get the most attention?
Everybody loves food.
People love food.
One of the top Twitter posts from a shared from a response standpoint ever was no, it was a Facebook post. Was we took a picture of a birthday cake. We had a birthday in the office. It was like, hey, we have a birthday in the office. It's our chief technology officer's birthday. We had chocolate cake. What's your favorite kind of birthday cake? Oh my God, the post blew up. Like it was thousands of people answering.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy question. Everybody has an opinion on it. There's nothing controversial about it. Right?
I have a question. Does anyone use constant contact?
Lots of people. I just don't. I know MailChimp.
Okay. Because when they have the chocolate shop, they do.
I like communist take.
Communist.
You can really stand up for it.
I find MailChimp's user interface to be better. I like the automation flows. I like the templates.
Okay, yeah.
I've been using MailChimp actually for most of my